If you are playing ambient guitar, worship, shoegaze, or similar types of music, and you are avoiding the shimmer type of reverb because of its annoying and gimmicky kind of tone like this, then this lesson is for you. I'm going to show you 5 guidelines on how you can actually dial in a beautiful and well-rounded shimmer tone that is not annoying or gimmicky. So let's get started. First of all, you probably need a big reverb box like the Strymon Big Sky, because if you only have 3 or 4 knobs on your reverb pedal, you probably won't have access to all of the functions I'm going to talk about in this video. And the most important is guideline number 1, a darker shimmer tone. Roll off that tone knob. What is annoying with shimmer is the piercing sound that is way too bright most of the times. So what I'm going to do is that I dialed in the worst possible shimmer tone I could find on the Strymon Big Sky, and we're going to gradually improve it with all of the tips in this lesson. So it sounds like this to start. Way too bright, so we're gonna roll off that tone knob. It is now at 3 o'clock. We're gonna do the opposite, 9 o'clock, for a darker tone. So now it's gonna remove that annoying high frequency that we had. But now it still sounds weird, right? Even though it's darker, it sounds thin and just weird. It's because, and it's the second guideline, you have to use a Regen shimmer mode. So some pedals are going to give you by default an input shimmer mode, where it's just going to create the shimmer and it's going to follow your sound without doing anything else to the shimmer, and it sounds super thin this way. The Regen mode, the shimmer is going to regenerate upon itself, and it's going to give you a much fuller result. So if I go inside the parameters of my Strymon Big Sky, you can see that's the input mode. And now that's the Regen mode. Right? So it's longer because the shimmer regenerates upon itself, so it sounds much better this way. So that's the second guideline. The third guideline is lower mix and lower shimmer amount, right? You don't want your dry signal and the shimmer to be 50-50. The shimmer would be too present. You want it a little bit more in the background. So we're going to do more like 66-33, right? 1/3 and 2/3 of the dry signal so that it's subtler, right? So you have 2 ways. If you only have the mix knob, you can just back off on the mix knob, but you sometimes have access to the amount of shimmer so that you can lower the amount of shimmer, but just keep a nice reverb ratio with your mix knob. So I'm going to back off on the mix knob a little bit, like this. And I'm going to go inside the parameters to find what's the amount of shimmer that I have. So I actually have like 5 full bars, so I could go down to 4 or even 3, right? So it's going to sound way subtler. So now, because of that, I can go up on the mix knob and add more reverb because the ratio of shimmer is way down compared to what we had before. So you hear like it sounds reverby, but not too shimmery this way, right? So back off on the shimmer amount, but you can put the mix knob higher if you want. So if you only follow these 3 guidelines, you're gonna have a very pleasing shimmer tone, I think. But you can go even further if you want. Guideline number 4, longer decay, right? If you're having a decay of 1 or 2 seconds for your shimmer, it's gonna sound really, really short. And it dies down pretty quickly. So what you can do is to have 4, 5, 6, 7 seconds so that when you play, you don't have a note that follows your sound and fades out very quickly. You're gonna have something that's hanging in the background, and it's gonna give you more like a pad texture. And most of the times, we wanna use shimmer for that, to have like a kind of a symphonic sound, right? So that's gonna give that to you. So I'm gonna you put more decay. A solid 6 seconds of decay. Let's hear that. Much better and not too piercing because of the dark tone. So I love this. And guideline number 5, it's optional, but it's a super epic sound if you like it. You can add a down octave, like a lower octave. What the shimmer is, in essence, is to duplicate what you're playing with an upper octave, and it's just gonna follow what you're doing, and it's never gonna clash, because an octave is basically the same note, just on a higher register. It's not creating a harmony where it could clash with your key, right? But you could do that with an down octave, right, with a lower octave, and it's gonna give you like such bottom end and a big sound. So I'm gonna put that on the second parameter knob on the big sky, right? So I'm having minus octave, and on the first one, plus octave. So now it sounds like this. Super epic, super big. Sometimes you're gonna use that like with your volume swells to have like a big pad, or I could even try to put the mix knob 100% up on the pedal and just play my chords like this. Sounds totally epic to do it this way. So there are so many ways that you can use shimmer in a way that's gonna sound pleasing to you. Before you go, I want to give you a gift. It's my free mini course, A Beginner's Guide to Ambient Guitar. If you don't know where to get started to play in ambient, worship, shoegaze kinds of styles, you can take my free course. I'm gonna show you what kind of effects you need to get, how to set them up really quickly, and how to layer them to create your own arrangements and original songs. It's about 45 minutes of highly actionable video lessons in an optimal order. And did I mention it's free? So you can click on the first link in the description box below and enter to watch my mini online course. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, au revoir.